Hello ladies and welcome to Suzanne the Beauty Shaman. So today I'm going to do one of my favorite shows. I just love the show, The Crown. And now if you're following The Crown, Olivia Coleman has taken over the role of the Queen, a little bit older Queen. I'm a big Olivia Coleman fan. I love all things British. I used to live in England and I went to school in England and I can do a really, really good English accent. But having said that, I wanted to do a tutorial today on how to achieve her makeup in the Queen, because it's this very classic, clean, beautiful, elegant look. She also has a little bit of a wing on the side of her liner and also some little bit of false lashes. So tiny bits of modern, like kind of our day and age in there as well. I'm not sure if she actually did a little winged liner when the Queen was in power, but I love that they did it on Olivia Coleman. So we are going to do that tutorial today. So let's get to it. We have rose tea today. I'm a big tea drinker, so if you love tea, put down your favorite tea. I'm a huge tea fan. Okay, so to start off with, of course, we got to prep the skin. So I'm going to do my favorite serum. This is Serum by Truth Treatments. 2 drops. That's all you need. You know, this is it. It lasts 2 months because it's so concentrated. 2 squirts of hyaluronic mineral hydrator. I don't know why I can't say that word. All right, and then 2 squirts of biomimetic mist, which helps the efficacy of it. All of these are plumping, hydrating, great for pre-makeup. I use them every morning, and it is the morning. Okay, so now my skin is super happy. It's plumped. You can see how like healthy and shiny it is. Always good to take care of your skin first. Take great care of your skin as you get older. And then you don't have to wear as much makeup, because I think the more makeup you put on skin that isn't cared for, the heavier and cakier the makeup looks. So really avoid that if possible. This is Glossy foundation. I've been using this a bit. Got this in LA. If you watch my other videos, I was out there recently getting my picture taken for Ageist magazine. I wrote an article on Botox, so tune into that. I'll put a link down below. So he took my picture, which I was super happy. You know, no retouching. I said, it's got to look how I look. And he posted it. And when he posted the picture, he said, no retouching done. So I was like, yay. Because I think, let's be real. Put foundation on with my hands. I feel like it just helps me get an even coverage. The older you get, you really don't want to use beauty blenders. For women over 45, beauty blenders are evil. They are evil. You do not need to bake or set or get anything deeply into your skin. The only thing you want to get deeply into your skin is A, love, and B, really good products that are going to help your skin to just be really healthy. Okay, now I'm going to do Juice Beauty concealer. I've been using this a bit lately. I really like this concealer. You know, you only put concealer in this part of your eye as you get older. I took my daughter to I almost said what counter it was, but a cosmetic counter, because we were going to get her some concealer. And I wanted to see what they put on her. I didn't know the brand that well, and I thought, let's see what they do. And they took this brush and they took a color that was the wrong color, A, and then B, and sorry, that's very critical of me, but it's true. And they like rubbed it underneath her eye. And I thought, don't do that. Like, oh my God. And when we left, my daughter was like, yeah, I'm never doing that. No. Concealer's on both eyes. You can see I kept it mostly to right in here and underneath, but only about halfway, and I keep it off of the puffiness underneath my eye. I also put concealer over my eyelid, and that's just a personal thing. I don't have oily lids, so I can do that. If you have oily lids, I would get an eye base. A lot of lines make eye base. I would just do it. Eye bases are great if your eyeshadow doesn't stay on. So I'm going to do some highlight. So as you get older, I really love using a lot of highlight on older people, but you have to get a highlight that doesn't have any mica in it, because then it sets in fine lines. Or if it has mica, that it's super duper minimal. And then it really can highlight parts of your face as opposed to trying to add more color or I don't know, we get confused as to what's really going to look beautiful, and I really love highlights. So this is actually a professional brand here, but I have highlights and contours kind of laid out. I work as a professional makeup artist, so a lot of my stuff is pro, but you can definitely find these kind of products kind of out in the marketplace. So I'm going to use, it's a slightly rosy color here with my finger again, and I'm going to tap it in. But you can see the difference that that makes. Like it just, you know, what a great thing to highlight. What works, and especially if you're going for a minimalist look like is on Olivia Coleman, you'd be shocked how much highlight and contour is used, and minimal contour. I'll show you how to do that. We have been taught to overdo our contour. The millennials, I'm sorry, they can get away with it. As you get older, you're definitely going for more class as opposed to like a classy look as opposed to like a really heavy-handed look. So I just did my cheekbones. I do a little bit down my nose. I will do a tutorial on contouring your nose. It can look like dirt super quick, so especially as you get older, so we'll do that at some point. I have pimples. I broke out. I mean, I don't get it. Like, how can we be in our 50s or 40s or 60s or 80s or, you know, I love all of you, no matter what your age, but, you know, and then we get spots. Oy vey. Okay, now I have my age spot. So let's address the little age spots here because we all have them. If you're going through menopause or perimenopause, premenopause, post, whatever, I'm kind of in the middle of it all. So these lovely little babies show up. I use a 5% retinol that I sell on my website. If you're interested in it, go check it out. Use the code SB10 for 10% off. It's great. I also sell a 1%. If you have at all sensitive skin, I would do the 1%. I can use the 5% about twice a week and I'm fine. But every day I tap it just like I'm tapping the concealer right now. So I'm using Derma Blend on it. You can also just use a regular concealer. You don't have to go get Derma Blend. I happen to have it right here. And it works really well. You just tap it in. It's like an extra coverage, but Derma Blend can look too heavy really super fast. So be careful how much you use and where you put it. But it is really good, especially if you have scarring or like anything heavy duty that you want to cover. Birthmark, I don't know, whatever that might be. I'm going to put a little bit of powder and then we're going to go on to contour. Now again, very, very small amounts of powder. This is a translucent powder by MAC called Blot Powder. I like it because it doesn't build up on the skin at all. It's great for on-camera talent, which is what I deal in. All right, so I'm going to use a contour brush, do a little bit of contour. So I'm going to do 2 shades darker than my own skin. 1 to 2 shades darker, that's it. Don't go any more than that. And I'm actually doing a brownie shade here because this is a really minimal look. And you can see how I did that, like just a very small amount. That's all you need. Do not do this heavy-duty thing. So go a little under here because we start to get a little, you know, droopiness right there. And I go a little here. And if you don't have bangs like I do, you know, just warm up your whole face. I'm definitely a minimalist when it comes to makeup. I like, especially with older women. I mean, I make up all age groups, but with we older gals, it's, you know, it's all about looking really classy and current, but really classy. So on to eyebrows. So this is my eyebrow color. It's an eyeshadow with a thin brush. I like using eyebrows, putting eyebrows on this way. It's very natural looking. You know, you can use a pencil. Just be sure you can really blend it in. A lot of that is personal preference. I don't think there's a right or a wrong. Just go for it. I'm only filling in the outer part of my brow. I'm only extending it because you want it to extend out to here. So technically it should start here. The midsection should be your iris and up, and then it should extend out to here. Changing your eyebrows is the #1 thing you can do to change your appearance. So learn eyebrows. Eyebrows are done. Moving on to blush. So I'm going to do just a light rose. So I've worn my Olivia Coleman, the Queen pearls. These are not real. I don't know what I would do if I had real pearls. And then this is this is a really nice, I love this color. This is actually a really expensive dress, but I love the color. And she's wearing, she wears mauves and pinks and a lot of cool tones in this, which is great in the show. So I'm going to start off with this color. So I'm going to start off with Blush Baby. This is just a pinky mauve-y color. So she uses a lot of mauves. Mauve is a big trend. I'm going to do a whole video on mauve here in a minute. But I love mauve. Mauve is great on older women. I've got a hair. Here we go. Just to the cheekbone. And then you just sort of blend it everywhere, okay? Very nice, very subtle. Okay, so on to lips. We're going to do a lipstick and then lip liner so that you don't get a lined look. I'm very pro, don't have any sharp lines on anything in your face. Now today we're going to do a little bit of a liner, so you're going to have a sharper line, but even then it's going to be fairly minimal. So I'm going to do a color that goes under the color of the dress. So it doesn't match. We don't want to be matchy-matchy. We want to be a little bit underneath. So that's my color. It's not exactly matching, which is great. You can match if you want, but kind of you want to stay away from that. Okay, I'm going to use this pinky liner. It's a tiny bit darker than the lipstick. I'm a fan of lip liner because it keeps it from spreading. If you have a hard time with your lipstick spreading, take your foundation, put it on your lips, then powder, then do lip liner lipstick. It'll help it not spread as much. And another trick, you can use your eye base. If you buy that eye base I talked about earlier, take that and put it on your lips too. That also really helps to make things stick. Eye base basically keeps the oils from getting into everything from your skin. Great trick. You can also use eye base underneath your eye if you notice your mascara running a lot. You can really use that a lot. It's a great trick. I really like that. I'm not going to do any gloss because she's the queen. I don't suspect the queens use lip gloss, but maybe they do. I don't know. If you know any better, write down below and tell me. All right, so let's go on to eyes. So very minimal eye shadow. So we're going to do just a soft lid color. This is called Wisp, just pink. So everything is in that mauve-y browns colors. Just going to put that here. Okay, so this is Quarry, which is kind of a plummy color. And we're going to use this in the crease. Just a very soft, and I'm kind of pulling it like halfway across the lid. Because I just want it to look very, very blended. Now, if you want to add a little bit more rose on the outer edge, I don't think she did this, but this also can really help your eyeshadow to pop. I'm taking this color here, it's called Theme by MAC. It has a tiny bit of iridescence, but I'm just gonna put a very small amount on the outer edge. And what that'll do, see, that just kind of opens it up, wakes it up just a little bit more. This is more just a trick than something that they used on Olivia Coleman. But I like this idea, especially if it's well blended. So on to winged eyeliner. So I'm going to use a MAC gel liner. You can see that, it's all very dark, but it's gel. So I'm going to use it with a thin brush, and we're going to do black, because she did black, okay? So this is, I think it was meant to take place in the 1950s, 60s. So black eyeliner was definitely the way to go back then. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to do a wing. Now the way to wing it is you measure, and that's the angle that you wing it right there. So that's how you figure that out. Isn't that cool? So we're going to start off right next to the lashes. I always kind of go, you see how I go at an angle there? Liquid eyeliner can be sort of tricky. If you go from up here, you're going to get it everywhere. And also get a really thin brush like this. Or if you buy it in a pencil form, like in a, like a pen, be sure you get a really fine tip. Because the thicker the tip, the more awkward it is. It's super hard to get it to look close to the eye and not overly done. I know that Chanel makes a really awesome pencil or pen liner. A lot of lines do. I'll put one down below that, I'm using MAC, but I'll try to put one down below that is a pen, because I know a lot of you really like that above doing what I'm doing with the gel. Just depends on what you're used to, really. So you can see I go tip to tip here. Got a little bit of a hiccup right there. If you get those, like it just kind of isn't even, we can run it over the top with a little bit of eyeshadow. I'll show you how to do that. Just to even it up. So I have to even it up a little bit, but I'm going to leave it for now and move on to just doing the wing. So again, we're looking at that edge, right? Right here where it comes up. And that's what you want to emulate. That's what the line that you want to hit. We're just going to do a very small line. Because she's the queen, so she's not doing anything too drama. I'm just connecting them a little bit. So it doesn't look like there's this wing not connected to anything. I think that's really fun. Okay, I don't actually wing my eyeliner like ever. Part of that is because I live in Boulder, Colorado, where, you know, nobody does this. But that is so incredibly cool. I'm a little bit excited right now. Okay, so I've winged both sides, but you can tell it's a little bit uneven. So I'm going to take a black eyeshadow. This is one of my Chanel palettes. They have their black is just black, super black, which I'm into. And I'm going to take this thin brush and I'm just going to go right on top of it. I'm not going to soften it because that's not the look, okay? I'm really into softening lines as you get older. But in this case, because we're doing this very stylized look, I'm not going to. You know, I think eyesight is one of the hardest things as you get older and everything starts to become super fuzzy, right? I had perfect eyesight until I turned 48. I don't know if you're like me. And all of a sudden I couldn't read any street signs. It was really, it was a little creepy. So this is a tricky thing. You know, I think with doing your eyeliner with bad eyesight, you know, I don't know what to tell you. You can try getting a mirror that has the close up, you know, really to see what you're doing. Try different tricks. I'd love to hear some tricks that you've tried that you really find work. For me, sometimes I pull my eye so I can really get things straight. Just depends. So both liners are done, and then I've taken my thin brush with a little black and put it on top. So you can see all I did was make the line so it's more smooth. So this is like a total 1950s look. Pearls, bright colors. Oh my God, I feel like I've been transported. Okay, so we're gonna continue on and do a little bit underneath. So in the show, you don't really see much underneath her eye. I am gonna put a little tiny bit. I do believe that probably she has a little bit of mauve underneath is my guess. So this is just a tiny bit of a purpley color, just a little bit. And the reason I want to do this is it just kind of pulls it together just a little bit more, besides just me being a makeup artist. Okay, so now we're going to move on to those little lashes. So I wanted to show you the individual lashes. So these are just little individuals. You can buy stuff like this, maybe not this exactly, from like loads of different stores. Pharmacies, I think, carry them. You know, Target probably does. So just really great little individual lashes. You can get different sizes. I also have this size over here. I'll try to make this so you can see it. So these are a little bit less dramatic. So, but the queen, if you really look closely, she's turned slightly to the side in one of the pictures and you can really see she's got some nice lashes on. So I'm going to use the longer ones because I think that's super fun. These are not as hard to put on as you might think. Okay, so all of you who have just started sweating because it's like, oh no, false lashes. These are not hard. So we're going to grab, now I use my fingers. Some people use tweezers. I don't know. I'm very tactile. I like to touch things. So I'm using this and I'm just going to put it, just the tip in the glue, and then I'm going to set it on my eye. Look at that. See how easy that was? Are you kind of freaked out right now, like how easy that was? I'm only going to do a few because we're just going for subtle. We're not going for anything dramatic. Nice. Look at that. Okay, next on the agenda is mascara. So I've only done 2 on each side. We'll see if that's enough. I might need to ask more. So I've done mascara, the little individual lashes together. Now you can do mascara first and then the individuals, or the other way around. I did it lashes first and then mascara. I don't think it really matters. I think they have to dry completely before you put mascara on though, otherwise they just sort of come off. So as you can see, I just did 2 on each end, which makes it, if you see, if I turn sideways, you can kind of see it's kind of glamorous, right? All right, let's take the hair down. So this is my Olivia Coleman in the Queen, or in the Crown, excuse me, makeup. So 1950s gone crazy, totally conservative, very classic looking. So I hope you enjoyed this. Please write your comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear any suggestions, thoughts, any other videos you'd like to see. Also, I have started doing private coaching and consulting on my website. So please go there. I'll put a link down below if you're interested in that. Thank you so much for watching The Beauty Shaman.